All right, part 2. There we go, part 2. Here is our gold. I've got everything poured out so far. We've got a nice chunk down there. Now, this is still in the 3000. So let's get to cleaning this up so we can go ahead and dissolve it again. All right, break out some hydrochloric. That should be good. Just enough to cover everything. Oh, I'm really excited because it looks pretty clean right off the bat. I did do one rinse with distilled water. I didn't add any heat or anything along those lines. I didn't want to add any, or I didn't want to dissolve it at all. Let's just see if we can break some of this stuff up here. There we go. Nice. Alright, let's let that heat up. Alright, let's check this out. Now it's looking pretty yellow. Oh man, it is. Woo-hoo, looks gorgeous. Alright, 1 second here. We need to break out the old scientific straw. Alright, back here. So iron and gold in solution look very similar. Do this. And I would say we definitely pick some gold back up. Alright, so what we're going to do is go ahead and dump this off here into a separate beaker where I can contain all this gold. Alright, so we just got some distilled water in there, and this distilled water is going to contain some gold, right? Because we obviously didn't pour all of our solution off. There's going to be some still clinging to our gold, and we might still absorb some gold because there's going to be a very slight mixture of hydrochloric in there, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll put this boil in there. We'll do a second boil, and we'll go ahead and put that in there, and then we're going to go ahead and drop the gold that's in here with the ferrous sulfate crystals we just made. That should get rid of all of our platinum group metals that are potentially in here. And then we'll go ahead and start dissolving this. Before we do that, let's get you in hand mode so you can check this gold out. It is gorgeous. Look at that. Alright, let's get rid of this distilled water here. This gold. Here, hold on. Look at how clean that gold is. Look at it. It is beautiful. And we'll do one more. The tint of that was still a little yellow. Just clumps together perfectly. Look at that. All right. For the last pour, that looks beautiful. Look at, there you go. There's the color of it. Perfect. Alright, well, let's get after it. Break back out the hydrochloric. Ever so slightly. Time for our nitric. And we're back. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So this is our rinse solution, which contains gold. And this is the rest of our gold dissolved. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and put some sulfuric acid in, just to make sure that we've got all the lead out and it hasn't traveled with us as far. Alright, a little bit of sulfuric. And let's see if we get all of... I don't think I'm going to put sulfamic in there. I don't want to have to filter that out, and I didn't see any fumes, so I think we're going to be okay. And time to drop any impurities out. So we'll let that cool down before we get to filtering. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we can have our solution stay crystal clear. What I am going to do is, because there is a couple that a little bit that had dropped over, I'm going to put a little bit of nitric in there just to absorb the rest of that. And then, so when we go to drop it with ferrous sulfate, we know we've got everything out. I know that's a very minimal amount, but I really would want this bar to be as high purity as I can. Alright, so the ice is just about melted here. Let's see, let's get you a good shot. Maybe? There we go. Alright, so the ice is melted. Just about. We got a tiny little tube yet. Let's see. Let me get temperature on you before I dump this. So you... Looks like 66 degrees. It feels a lot colder than that. Alright. Here we go. We'll let that filter out. It was pretty clear to begin with, but just in case, we'll run it through. Alright, let's get making our precipitant here. We are going to need roughly 210 grams of crystals here. Alright, so I got my... Oh, hold on. I've got my scale zeroed out. And we are going to add these crystals. So 18. Alright, so I got 220. Let's go 250. Just to make sure we have enough. Alright, 250. Alright, let's add some distilled water here. And a little bit of hydrochloric. And apply that to some heat. Alright, so I've got my flask ready to filter that out. I've cleaned my beaker and lid, so we should be good to go there. Our solution has filtered. Let me see here. And it is crystal clear. I think we're ready to drop. All right. Well, once this is done, I might have to add a little bit more distilled water or hydrochloric. We'll see when we get there, depending on how much crystals this amount of solution can absorb. And then, yeah, we'll go ahead, filter it out, and get the drop. All right, let's filter our ferrous sulfate. Hold on here. I'm not liking my filter. There we go. Let's go with this. So we got a little bit that's undissolved, but I'm thinking we had impurities. Alright, let's break out the scientific straw here quick. I would say that is a negative. Excellent. And here we go. This is our gold from our drop last night. Got a good chunk over here. Not a whole bunch over here, but we still ended up pulling some. That's all right. We got it back, and they've both been dropped. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is move my gold from here to over here, and we'll go ahead and clean it up really nice. Alright, so I'm just going to do a couple of boils with distilled water, rinse it out, hopefully get anything that would pull it back into solution out of there. And yeah, so we'll do a couple distilled water, we'll move on to the hydrochloric, we'll get this stuff super clean. I imagine we're right around 3/9 fine at this point. I mean, just by looking at the color of the gold with just doing a couple of rinses, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Hey, what's going on, guys? Been a little while since I've done a voiceover. Oh, or bring the torch on. But anyways, so I got this brand new melt dish here, and trying to get all of that gold in there was quite the challenge. So what I had to do was pour little bits in at a time and melt it up. Not completely melt, but basically just enough to get it to kind of compact on itself. And that would free up a little more space in the dish. So then I could go ahead and pour a little bit more gold on there. And as you can see, we've got all of the gold in now. And we can go for the big moment, the melt. So just doing a little preparation. So I got it's like a beaker holder, a little beaker stand, and it works excellent with the acetylene tank, just because it's such a small torch. And it was able to heat our graphite mold up, and that oxyacetylene really made short work of that gold. All right, entering hand mode. Bam! Look at that. Beautiful. 33.395. First ounce in the books. So I did lose a little bit. Obviously we saw a bunch of the... Hold on here. Alright. So I decided to do just two refinings versus 3, because I don't think I could have got that gold any cleaner. I mean, it's just gorgeous. The camera really doesn't do it justice with how reflective it is either. I can dang near see myself in it. Anyway, so we lost a little bit of gold along the way. Not too much. There's some here in the tray. You can see up along here, little bits all along. Just the edge there, and it's way too close. I'm not risking the biscuit trying to melt that and get it that close, and it's very minimal. This is the stuff that I pulled out that was able to chip off of the... So we got all that gold. It's just flake. We can get a weight on it if you're interested, but I think there's more crucible pieces or borax pieces than there is gold. So I just wanted to collect it all. There we go. You can see it a little better. And gonna go back in hand mode. We've got just a little bit where I collected it all on my... That's what fell out of my rinse water as time went on. So I'd say we did pretty good. I'm really happy with this. Now I do have to remelt this at one time or another. I think I'm pouring it too fast, where it starts to come up on the side of the crucible. But overall, I'm ecstatic with the quality of the gold. So there we go. What is going on, everybody? Oh man, what an awesome refining. 6 months of hard work. We've gone through a lot. So thank you guys for tagging along with me this 6 months journey. I'll tell you what, this is definitely the cheapest gold I've ever bought. Besides time, if we factor in time, definitely not. But man, I've enjoyed every step of the way. Look at how reflective it is. Oh, it's beautiful. Man, looks really good sitting next to my my silver bar. which we're going to have another one of those to add here soon enough. The cell has been eaten, and actually just worked on a video where I'm going to wrap it up here. Nothing fancy. I was more of a test than anything. But I might as well use the nitric acid that didn't get used. So we got some silver coming. So anyways, I just want to say thank you guys to all the information, the tips, the tricks. Man, as you can see, we pulled a lot of goodies out of there that first go around. So from my previous, my early refinings of the gold. And man, it turned out great. It really did. So, except for the pour. I definitely got to get better at the pour. I think I was just a little too fast where it was kind of splashing up on the edge a little bit, But, like I said, I may re-pour in the future. I might not. It's a great milestone. So anyways, along with this 1 ounce gold, we've got a 1,000 sub giveaway. So I've got to work on the gold. It's going to be 2 giveaways, and it's going to be a gram of gold each. So right now we got new all-time highs. So hopefully we can get that out to you. I plan on so I've got enough of that for in the stock. So I do have to refine it. I want to refine it at least 2 or 3 times. It's been refined once, and I want to make a video of refining it with hydrogen peroxide and hydrochloric. So I want to try that. I've never tried that. I want to test it. So perfect time to do so. So I'm not going to quite announce the giveaway yet, but it's still coming. I didn't forget about you. When I get this last video of me purifying the gold that I'm going to give away, I'll announce it on that video. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for sticking around for 6 months. It's really flown by. I can't believe how fast it's gone. And to those who are new, I appreciate it. Appreciate you watching the content. Really helps. And yeah, well, thanks guys. I'll see you in the next one.